everybody, welcome to Choose Your Own Book Club. The month is May. The genre is, drumroll, realistic fiction. And this month we are not giving a genre award. We're not giving best of like we did last month. We talked about why the mystery book should win. This month we're not going to do that. We're just going to talk about why we like them so much and why you should check them out. All the books that we mentioned are available on Libby or Hoopla. There will be a credits at the end that tells you exactly where you can find each book. You can also request them at White Lamb Books if you want to support a local bookstore and get some books delivered or picked up. You could do that too, but if not, if totally fine, they're all available on Libby or Hoopla with your library card. So let's just ask the question, what is realistic fiction? It's a good question. Realistic fiction is a genre of literature about people that could exist in real life doing things that you can do in real life. So an example would be Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Greg could be sitting next to you in class. He could be a real person. He's dealing with real things. Captain Underpants, however, unfortunately not real. I wish he was. I wish from the bottom of my heart Captain Underpants existed in real life because he's a hoot. He would make us all laugh and he would save the world. But Greg from Diary of a Wimpy Kid, that's realistic fiction. Diary of a Wimpy Kid is realistic fiction. Some situations like going to a new school or starting a new sports team or missing a friend or being bullied. Those are all things that could happen in a realistic fiction book. So, realistic fiction. It's kind of like real life. All right, so let's hear from some of your favorite children's librarians, their picks for this month's Choose Your Own Book Club.
Hi everyone, Miss Mcgoun here. I want to tell you about a book that I think is a great realistic fiction book. It's called How to Eat Fried Worms by Thomas Rockwell. It's about 4 friends, Billy, Alan, Tom, and Joe, and Alan bets Billy that he can't eat 1 worm a day for 15 days. That means that Billy has to eat a worm every day for 15 days. If he does, Alan will give him $50. And Billy's very excited about the $50 because he wants to buy a mini bike. So along the way, Billy can eat the worms. He can put ketchup, mustard, salt, pepper, lemon juice, horseradish, whatever he wants on it, and it can be cooked any way that he wants. He just has to eat it. Good news for Billy. Once he finds himself starting to eat the worms, he realizes he kind of likes them. And his mom actually gets in on the bet and starts to find recipes for how to cook worms. Bad news for Billy. Alan has lots of schemes and lots of tricks and lots of ways to cheat to try to not have to pay Billy $50 for eating the worms. Do you think he can do it? Well, you can check out How to Eat Fried Worms on Overdrive and Libby. You can also listen to the movie soundtrack on Hoopla. Try to think up a recipe for how to cook worms and let us know in the comments. See you soon. Bye.
The book that I chose for Choose Your Own Book Club for realistic fiction is Stand Up, Yumi Chung by Jessica Kim. And this book came out in March of this year, and it's available as an ebook on Libby. And a quick synopsis of it is that Yumi Chung is just going through a hard time right now. She doesn't really like school. She doesn't specifically like the school she goes to, which is a private school. The kids that she goes to school with are really mean, and no one really looks like her. She's a Korean American. Most of the kids at her school are white, and they don't treat her very fairly, but she has to go to the summer school, and she has to take summer courses so that she can remain there. But one thing that she does love more than anything in this world is comedy. And while she goes to these summer courses, she discovers a comedy camp by her favorite YouTube comedian, and she really wants to join. So it's mostly about her going through this comedy camp. There's some mistaken identity. There's some family drama. There's a lot of laughs. There are a lot of really wonderful, genuine friendships that are formed between Yumi and her friends. And I think that you should read this book because if you like to laugh, if you enjoy watching YouTube videos, you'll enjoy this book. If you like a main character who just has a passion for something, like if you're passionate about sports or if you're passionate about TV or video games, Yumi's passionate about comedy and being a stand-up comedian. So if you want to read a book about a character who has that sort of drive that you might have, I highly recommend Stand Up Yumi Chung. Again, it's available on Libby as an ebook, and it's just a really great realistic fiction read. It's all about Yumi and her family and what it means to be a daughter and what it means to be a stand-up comedian and what it means to be a sister and what it means to be a family that owns a restaurant when restaurants aren't doing very well right now. So I recommend it. All right, let's hear about the next pick.
Hi everybody, it's Miss Kate. I'm here to tell you about my choice for realistic fiction. This book is called The Next Great Polly Fink. It's by Allie Benjamin, who lives in Massachusetts. And it's actually set in Vermont, so it's all about New England. It's a realistic fiction story about a school and all the kids in a small 7th grade class. So if you've ever been the new kid, you will like this book. If you've ever been in a fight with one of your friends, you'll like this book. If you've ever had an awesome idea for a prank, you will like this book. If you've ever been on a team, you'll like this book. It's full of stories, emails, interviews, classroom hijinks, ancient Greek philosophy. Who knew? Prank ideas. If you like reality TV, you will like this book. It's full of unexpected heroes, kids who find their way when they think there's no way, booger jokes, baby goats, soccer games. There's literally something for everybody in this book. The kids win the day, and it's a lot of fun along the way. So don't miss The Next Great Polly Fink. I hope you like it. Make sure to check it out on Libby or Overdrive and let me know what you think. Bye.
Hi everybody. The book I'm going to share with you today that is realistic fiction is The Season of Sticks Malone by Mcgoun. I have the print version, but it is available on Overdrive as an ebook and an e-audiobook. This is my choice for realistic fiction because it is a great coming of age story of some boys in Indiana, and I grew up in Indiana, so it has a special place in my heart. On the cover here we have Caleb and his brother BG and their friend Sticks. And you can see Caleb is kind of looking up at Sticks very adoringly with a lot of awe in his eyes and his expression. And his brother looks a little more wary of what this kid Sticks is up to. And I think that summarizes what happens in this story. These two boys grow up kind of sheltered in a small town in Indiana, and then one day in the summer, cool kid Sticks comes along and he leads them on a really big adventure. So it's really the story of Caleb and how he wants to be really special and different, and it takes meeting Sticks and having some crazy adventures to learn that he's special and different all along. So it's heartwarming, it's funny, it's action-packed for sure, and it's a great summer story about friendship. So I highly recommend this for grades 4 through 6, and you could check it out online. Thanks.
Welcome to Choose Your Own Book Club flash round. So in a flash round, we are going to quickly go through some other titles that are realistic fiction titles that are available on Libby or Hoopla. At the end, there will be a credits where you can watch or fast forward to find the book that you are interested in, and it'll tell you where you can find them. So I'm going to quickly go through these books. There's a big pile, and let's see how it goes. All right, let's get started. So the first book is another novel. It's Some Places More Than Others by Renee Watson. I would recommend this book to 4th, 5th, and 6th graders who love stories about family or New York City or just love beautiful language and want a really nice coming of age story. Highly recommend. Next is a sports book. And did you know that sports books are often realistic fiction because sports are real? That's cool. So this book is by Mike Lupica, and it is called Heat, and it's about baseball and two brothers. And all of his books are usually about sports. So he writes about basketball, soccer, football, and baseball normally. And they usually feature an exceptional character who's really, really good at the sport, and his descriptions of sports are great. I highly recommend to upper elementary and middle school. And next is the beloved Jason Reynolds. And this is a book that came out last year that was nominated for a National Book Award, which is pretty cool. And they are interconnected short stories. So there's new characters every chapter, but they're all interconnected because they're coming home from school and walking the same streets or coming out of the same building or on the same bus. Highly recommend if you read his track series, or if you're a young adult watching this, highly recommend. Don't just dismiss it because it's middle grade. It's a great read. Next is Kwame Alexander, who won a Massachusetts Children's Book Award this year for The Crossover. This one is his soccer book called Booked. And it's also written in verse, just like The Crossover. And it's about a character, just like The Crossover, who plays a sport. This one's about soccer. And remember, sports are real. Highly recommend. The next is a novel also written in verse, which means it's written like poetry. That doesn't mean the poetry always rhymes, though. It just means it's written like poetry. This is called Other Words for Home by Jasmine Warga. It won a Newbery Honor this year, and it's about a Syrian refugee who comes to the United States and misses her home very much and misses her dad very much, and is trying to understand American culture while also understanding who she is as a person. It's a great book. Next, we're going to get into some graphic novels that are realistic fiction. The first is the Newbery Award-winning New Kid by Jerry Craft. Highly recommend this to anyone who reads Jason Reynolds, anyone who reads Diary of a Wimpy Kid. It's a great graphic novel, and in the graphic novel, he's writing a graphic novel, so the art changes throughout. It's a great read. It was nominated for MCBA last year, so a lot of you probably already read it, but it is available to read on Libby. The next is a Newbery Honor, Roller Girl. If you like roller derby, if you just want a wonderful graphic novel with some amazing characters, highly recommend. The next is Drama by Raina Tegelmeier. Now I know what you're thinking. If you're watching this, you've probably read all of Raina Tegelmeier's books. Maybe that's the case, but she's available on Libby. You can read her. If you don't have the books with you, check them out on Libby. This one is a wonderful, wonderful realistic fiction book about a group of kids who are in theater. If you're a theater kid, check it out. And it's also a graphic novel, if I didn't mention, or if you didn't know. The next is a transitional chapter book for younger audiences. So this is the Ready Freddy series. Right before we closed, a lot of people came in asking about Ready Freddy, so I thought I would include him. He is available on Libby and Hoopla, and he is just trying to get through 2nd grade without being too scared. Recommend. Next is another transitional chapter, and we all know and love her, Judy Moody. She has a brother named Fink, and both of those series are available on ebooks via Libby. And if you like books for 2nd graders or 3rd graders, these are very funny. They're about a brother and sister that sometimes don't get along, but most of the time they do because they love each other. And the next is the widely popular Jeff Kinney's Diary of a Wimpy Kid. Most of his books are available on Libby and as ebooks. So if you missed Diary of a Wimpy Kid, if you want like a nostalgic look back read, maybe if you're a young adult watching this, don't you just miss it? He's a realistic fiction novel because Greg is a real person. I mean, in the book, he's real. It's fiction. It's realistic fiction. And finally, my last of the flash round is the Alvin Howe series. It's a little bit higher than a transitional chapter, but if you like Diary of a Wimpy Kid, you would love Alvin Howe. He is afraid of a lot of things, but it takes place in Concord, Massachusetts, which is really cool because if you've ever been to Concord, they go through a lot of the stuff there, a lot of the places that you might know and love. So this series is by Lenore Look. Highly recommend. All right, so that was our flash round, and now stay tuned for the credits where you can find out where you can check out these books from the comfort of your home. All right. How to Eat Fried Worms is available as an audiobook on Libby, and the film soundtrack is available on Hoopla. Stand Up Yumi Chung by Jessica Kim is available as an ebook on Libby. The Next Great Polly Fink by Ali Benjamin is available as an ebook and audiobook on Libby. The Season of Sticks Malone by Mcgoun is available as an ebook and audiobook on Libby. Some Places More Than Others by Renee Watson is available as an ebook on Libby. Heat by Mike Lupica is available as an audiobook on Libby, and many of his other books are available as ebooks on Libby. Look Both Ways by Jason Reynolds is available as an ebook and audiobook on Libby. Booked by Kwame Alexander is available as an audiobook on Libby. Other Words for Home by Jasmine Warga is available as an ebook and audiobook on Libby. New Kid by Jerry Craft is available as an ebook on Libby and as an ebook and audiobook on Hoopla. Roller Girl by Victoria Jameson is available as an ebook on Libby. Drama by Raina Tegelmeyer is available as an ebook on Libby. The Ready Freddy series by Abby Klein are available as ebooks on Libby and as audiobooks on Hoopla. The Judy Moody series and the Stink series, both by Megan McDonald, are available as ebooks on Libby. Jeff Kinney's Diary of a Wimpy Kid series is available as ebooks and audiobooks on Libby. Alvin Howe by Lenore Look is available as an ebook on Libby. Thank you for tuning in to this month's Choose Your Own Book Club, where we looked at the genre of realistic fiction. Next month, we will be looking at historical fiction. So we hope you tune in then, and in the meantime, we hope you check out one of these books that we mentioned today. All right, we'll see you next time.